of course, the Rocketbeans Archon Mode Cup. It's the 3rd cup they've ever done, and I'm really glad that they've taken a liking to esports. I was supposed to meet, or we were supposed to meet up with, I think, Honor during Homestory Cup, but he sadly couldn't make it, which is a bit of a bummer because I've really enjoyed working with these guys, and I would definitely love to have met somebody in real life. They've got a really cool studio setup too, which I'm mad jelly of. Dude, I feel like I'm just always going to be super jelly of that. But we'll talk more about the Envy in a moment, because we do have a Forge first. So, in the bottom left corner of the map, they've just set up the Series 1-1. It's the composition of WhiteRa and Dimaga.
In the bottom right, as the teal Protoss Archon, it's Majesty and Patience.
So, good old classic cannon rush. Bullshit. I think the only problem is they didn't put a probe on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, they did it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, they could just put the cannons down and kill one of the pylons later, but typically you want to have a probe running around the Rosie on the inside, so a little bit awkward.
What? How do they keep doing this?
Oh, wow. I guess if you put it in that right spot, it'll push you through. Of course, you have to have no other...
more cannon rushes, Rifkin. This is obvious.
Yeah, we clearly don't cast enough of these. But no, that's really cool. Like, I really like that because we don't see enough of the sort of, I guess, how do we phrase it? Game mechanic abuse? Like, it's not cheating, it's creative use of game mechanics, right? Where like, you just use the limited surface area to push yourself through the wall. Oh, that's kind of cool. But cancels the hatchery, so I mean, mission accomplished for now.
Yes. And the scout goes in the main and sees that it is double gas taken as well as, well, he doesn't see the Roach Warren. Oh, he does see the Roach Warren. But not the spawning pool. Okay, that's weird. But the point is, you can kind of guess at what this is. Like, okay, they're gonna go for like burrow, or okay, they're gonna go for like a lair and a Nidus Swarm. Like, it's gonna be very easy to guess how to defend.
Well, it's just there's so many changes to the game. Like, okay, we used to have roaches go to roach burrow with speed and try and get past all this stuff, but let's not forget Nidus Worms were changed pretty significantly, and a Nidus Worm roach attack could actually be quite scary. Yeah. Nidus Worms, for those who haven't been keeping up to date with Legacy of the Void, they can't actually be targeted until they unburrow.
Or drops.
Oh, that's right! Overlord drops! You can just research one, 25 out of 25.
Yeah.
Evolve Ventrals. Oh, I want to see this happen here. That'd be a really cool way to just kind of elevate her down the wall, but they might just use this to break and try and actually kill the cannons to get their natural.
Yeah, I guess that works too. Roaches are pretty beefy, so they can take on one cannon at a time for sure.
I really would have liked to see those drops, though. I think that would have been so cool. Like, you put one Overlord here to elevate her up this cliff, one Overlord here to elevate her this cliff. Like, that would have been so cool.
Well, the question right now is that after they break through the cannons, can Teal Archon deal with a counterattack? They're going to have to build a lot of cannons at their natural. They don't have any of their units. They don't even have the Mothership Core.
That's very true. Well, actually, this wall is really exposed and quite frankly stupid, so that might not actually be an issue. Like, the gateway is just like, hey, I'm a freebie.
So it's a bigger issue for them, as you're saying. Like, it is an issue.
Well, they are going to break out of this. Focus fire would be great. The layer on the way to follow this up. I am curious, like, will there be a Nidus, or what's with the faster layer? I mean, it's still one base is the big question mark, right? It could just be for tunneling claws, could be for speed. I mean, either way, we'll find out as it finishes up. But these roaches are going to turn into Ravagers. Oh, so that's one way to deal with cannons. If they're anticipating a huge cannon response, that's actually a really smart idea.
Well, it's not a huge cannon response.
No, but I think that's what they were expecting, right? Like, just like a ton of cannons to zone them out. But those who don't, Corrosive Bile, it's got that range. These are not exactly the damage dealers that they once were, but they can take down buildings from afar. They don't have to fight in range of the cannons at all. In fact, one of the cannons goes down pretty easily.
But Immortals and regular units will bust through Ravagers. They don't have very good health. They don't have very good damage.
Well, they aren't armored units anyway, though. Like, let's not forget about that. That was a pretty major change.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, regardless, I still think that, like, if you can get enough units out, then it'll be okay. In fact, already a couple of them have gone down.
I agree. So, the roaches are being dealt with. They're trapped in here. This cannon finishing up, too. A couple cannons finishing up. Immortal is... well, not dealing lots of damage, more than enough to drive this back, and the response from Red Archon just doesn't seem like it was strong enough.
Yeah, Ravagers, when they die, they really splatter.
Yeah. Well, they're big, stupid Kool-Aid Man things. Of course they go all over the place.
Yeah, they're really gross, stupid, pajama-wearing things.
Dumpy little tail having no good rigorougums.
Why do they have one tail?
It's like not
why?
even a tail. It's
the roach does.
no. You know what this looks like? Like, you know when your cat gets like some poop stuck in its butt.
Yes, I know. We've been over this. I guess like technically the roach has a bit of a tail too, so that's where they were going with it. But they just made it look stupid.
The roach's one is really tiny and not even noticeable though. Either way,
Yeah.
I mean, this attack was shut down. They're transitioning to a Spire behind it, but truth be told, everything Red Archon's doing, they can't really afford. I mean, they're going to be like, what, 4 mutas that come out of this? Maybe?
Yeah. It'll certainly be a surprise. I mean, Teal Archon's readying up for another Adept Immortal all-in, which, you know, both of those units don't attack up. But as long as they have a chance to warp in anything at all, the Stalkers will be enough. Like, the warp in 6 Stalkers at a time, that's fine. Boom, you got it.
Yeah, it's such a low amount of Mutalisk, it hardly seems threatening. This walk-in is kind of funny, too, because let's not forget the recall is so very cheap now. So just getting out of the fight wouldn't be too bad. They can use the barrier to survive a little bit longer.
He's gonna have to use the recall just to get back home to use the Token Overcharge. He might have to give up the Immortals entirely as the season is needed.
Not using barrier, though.
Recall! Uh-oh.
Okay, so that's a little bit nasty. Still, though,
Really
trade out the Queens at least? Come on. Nope. Okay.
This was, that was enough mutas to do that, and that was very important. But now the Stalkers are being warped in, and there still isn't a lot of other units for Red Archon.
Yeah, WhiteRa Dimaga, it's a really weird situation, because they have the advantage of nothing can shoot the mutas, but there's not a ton of them.
Yeah. One shot, Stalker, no big deal. This is where the Photon Overcharge would be very useful to have to get those last remaining shots in some of these mutas. They're taking control over the game, and as long as they can keep Teal Archon back on their 2 bases, Red Archon has a chance to come back. They have a chance to get the drones and even more mutas and really start to escalate.
This is an interesting scenario, to say the least. It's just, neither player really has super great units to fight the other, but they both have units that are really good at fighting what they don't have, to phrase it strangely, I guess. The mutas are going to come in. There's not enough Stalkers, maybe initially. There's some coming from the backside, and this should be more than enough.
Yeah, he's had enough warp-ins. No blink to, again, chase down those weakened mutas.
I didn't realize he had picked up the Stalker, but of course 6 yards away, you can pick up the Stalker from forever away. So some micro to keep the low Stalkers alive. This is actually really sick. Not exactly blink, but helping increase the longevity.
Yeah. Use a Garden Shield.
It looks like this is starting to snowball just a little too much. And the muta damage is nullified. Mortals on top of the hatchery. And a couple of Zealots even heading towards the main. Oh, the Queen's just don't have any health.
Run, woman!
Well, there's the force field. That's the GG. And looks like Dimaga and WhiteRa sadly will be eliminated for the Rocketbeans Archon Mode Cup. But this is kind of nice because it will send us to the winners match, where we're going to get to